Hello, and welcome to this episode of Brand Different. I am your host, FAMIRA, and I am an empire architect and the founder of FAMIRA Media Group and creator of this amazing show, Brand Different. I am so excited to be with you. This is our debut episode number one coming to you. So I'm so excited. In this episode, you will get to hear more from my heart and the reason why I created this show, what you can expect in weeks to come as I have candid conversations with other amazing women entrepreneurs. And so you know a little bit about me, I am an empire architect and the founder of Mara Media Group. I'm also the creator of the Empress Nation movement. You can find more about that by visiting www.famiragreen.com/Empress Nation. And I am a creative brand strategist. And what do? I help mission driven and spirit led women entrepreneurs, visionaries, and creatives by tapping into my intuition and innovation. And I teach them the power of infusing soul, strategy, and storytelling to create a brand empire that allows them to create influence, impact, and income, all while being inspiring. And so this show is all about women entrepreneurs coming to you that are doing things outside of the box. We are here to eradicate the box, and they're not afraid to go to the beat of their own drum. It's my place where I say it's Super Soul Sunday meets Entrepreneur Magazine. So I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Brand Different.
Hello. Yes, we are live. Come on in. I'm gonna wait, give people a chance to show up because I know there's some people that have been waiting for me to go live tonight. I'm so excited. Hey Rose, welcome. I'm so excited about tonight. We're gonna have some fun. Yeah. Trying to pull my phone up here because for whatever reason the Facebook Live comments show up faster on my phone than on the computer because I'm going live from my computer. So I want to make sure I don't miss any love, any comments. Just turn this down because of course there's a delay. And we're going to get started. So I want to say welcome to everyone here. And I'm really excited to have the live debut of my new show, my new web TV show called Brand Different. So welcome to the live debut. And I want to just share this out right quick so that people know that I'm on, and hopefully we'll get some more people to join us. Awesome. But if not, y'all know me, I'll have fun here by myself. So I'm excited. Why is it not coming up? Come on. Oh, because I'm typing in the wrong block. Okay, I don't know. The Facebook Live looks different on my phone now. Okay, looks like we have another person joining us. I see that I have two people with me. So if you will say hello in the comments so that I know that you're here, that would be awesome. So welcome. So we're going to jump right into tonight. So I'm going to let you know a little bit about the show and what you can expect in the weeks to come from the show. This will be the only, well, I won't say only, but this one is the live one. The other episodes have been pre-recorded, so I'm already privy to some of the amazing women that I'm having conversations with on Brand Different. And I want to just share with you all a little bit about the show and why I decided to do it. So, hey Eva, welcome. I see you there. I'm glad you're here with us on tonight. And so If you've been following me for any period of time, then you know that I've had shows in the past. I've done Babes Who Brand back on Blab. Remember Blab, everybody? If you remember Blab, put a 1 in the comments. Say, I do. I remember Blab. I used to love that platform. So back in the day on Blab, I used to have a show called Babes Who Brand where I did interviews and spoke to other women in the branding industry or that helped with creating brands in one way or another, whether it's photographers, other brand strategists, coaches, you know, of that stylists, those types of things. I also have, Eva remembers Blab, awesome. I also was co-host on several different shows with some other amazing women as well, one of which was Dr. M.E. Porter, my biz bestie. We have Blabbing with the biz besties. So that was a show. I've done a show called The Conversation with, it was a group of 4 women that did that. And so I miss Blab too, Eva. And so I say all that to say that I'm not new to this web TV game and to having these types of shows. But what I'm really super excited about with Brand Different is that I am finally in a position and able to create the show with the vision that is all my own and is really what I want to do. And that is really about talking about eradicating the box, right? That the box does not exist, and really talking with other innovators, trailblazers, change makers, as well as disruptors in the entrepreneur space. So I'm really excited about it. Hey, Dixie, welcome. So I'm really excited about this particular show. So for those of you that may be watching the replay or that may join and you're like, who is this girl in these crazy blue glasses? I don't know her. Let me introduce myself. And so I am FAMIRA, and I am a creative brand strategist. I am the creator and founder of FAMIRA Media Group, as well as the creator of the Empress Nation movement and the creator of this wonderful show, Brand Different. Hey, Felicia, welcome. Of this show here. And it's all about being different and branding different to show up in a different way within this online space, right? And to really talk with women who are going to the beat of their own drum and that are not afraid to stand in the space that is all their own, right? And so I'm really excited about that. I have all my empresses here with me. I'm so glad that you could join me. So I really am connecting with other entrepreneurs who just are not afraid to go against the status quo, right? Because one of the things that I actively speak out about in entrepreneurship, hey Lawanda, is this need that people seem to have to make us fit into this box and to create cookie cutter situations. And really it's about, you know, being yourself and being different and not being afraid to stand out. And some of the women that I have come to the show are doing amazing jobs at that. Some of them you probably will have heard of and some of them you may not, but and I hope that I will be introducing you to some of the, you know, best kept secrets who won't be secrets for very long. And so I'm really excited about the lineup so far. So to just kind of give you a look into what it is that I do is I really help women entrepreneurs that are mission driven and spirit led. They're entrepreneurs, they're visionaries, they're creatives, and I help them by tapping into my own intuition and my own innovation to teach them to use the power of storytelling, strategy, and soul into building their brands and their businesses. They're truly women that are building empires. And so if that sounds like you, I'll be sharing with you at the end of the show ways that you can stay connected with me and become part of Empress Nation to learn some of those different techniques that I have. Hey, Mia Smith, looks like you're joining us. Thank you for joining. And Lawanda says, I definitely don't want to be a cookie cutter. Definitely don't, because it's too much fun being different and being unique, right? And being a designer original. So, why do I do the work that I do? So, on this episode, the debut episode, I'm just going to kind of run it kind of how all the other shows go. And that's just to have a conversation. It's just that I get to have it with all of you lovely people. So definitely make sure that you're interacting with me and that you're dropping comments in the comment box and that you're talking back to me. This is not a lecture situation. So hey, Natasha. So I want to put that out there. So definitely make sure that you're having this conversation with me. But one of the reasons why I wanted to do this show, as well as why I do the work that I do, is because I'm very clear on the fact that as women, we hold messages within us, and we all have a message that we are here to share with the world. And I'm not negating the fellas. If any fellas happen to tune into the show, we love you too, but it is all about girl power over here on my page. So it's not to negate you, but at the same time, it's about uplifting my empresses, because a lot of times I find that we are fine with playing the background and of helping everyone else and growing everyone else, but it's becoming a time right now. I really see the paradigm shift where women are stepping back into the forefront, and I'm excited to be a part of that movement. And I believe that Brand Different is really going to be an integral piece in helping to get those messages out to the masses, and to help you get in contact with women that you might not have normally known, right, in your own spaces. And so that is why I do the work that I do, because I feel like all women have a message that needs to be shared and needs to be shared with the world. And so I'm here to help them to facilitate that and to gain the confidence that they need in order to share it. And so one of the things that we'll be talking about on this show that I want to share from my perspective, since tonight's episode is, it's just me, is disruption, right? And so we hear a lot of people talk about being disruptors and disruption in the industries as well as in this online space. So for all of you that are watching, I would love for you to comment in the comments and let me know, when you hear the word disruption, what does that mean to you? What does it mean to be a disruptor? And so drop those comments in the comment, and I'll go and check them in a few, because we all know that Facebook is kind of on a delay. Hey, Jean, welcome. And so I'll get to that in a second, but I want you to answer that question for me. So as a lot of us are here to be disruptors, right? And so if you're my people, then you've probably been told that you're different, you do too much, you always up to something. I can't keep up with you. Every time I hear from you, you on to doing something else. What you working on now? All these different things you probably have heard your entire life about how, you need to just sit down, just do one thing. It's just not too much, right? And so if that is you, then I want to let you know you're in the right place, right? You're with your peoples. And so let's see what some of the comments says. So Lawanda says, a break from the norm. It's time for a disruption. Yes. And Eva says, not following the normal standards of doing anything. Jean says, no longer following the status quo. I am a disruptor. Yes. And Felicia says, change agents unite. Yes. So when I think of disruption, as a vivid picture, I think of, for me, the type of disruptor that I'm called to be, because we're all called to be different types of create different types of disruption, right? And so that'll definitely be one of the things that you see in each one of the shows with the different guests that I have, that they just each of them define disruption in a different way, but all of the different ways in which they defined it are needed, right, for making this world a better place and for creating change. So that's the first nugget I want you to take away. Your disruption may not look like mine, but it doesn't mean that your disruption is not needed. So for me, hey, Kimberly. So for me, what disruption looks like and how I facilitate disruption is I envision a overgrown like Amazon forest, right? Where you can't see the path that you're supposed to take. And there I am with my machete cutting down this path in order to get through to the other side. That's the type of disruption that I'm here to create, right? And, you know, it's funny if anyone knows me and knows anything about my life and how I was raised. It's funny that my analogy would have knives in it. So that's a side note that we could talk about later. But that's what it looks like to me, right? It looks like, you know, this creating my own path because the path has been overgrown, right? There used to be a path there. Right now, you can't tell which way to go. And so I'm just going to pick a direction, and this is the way I feel led to go. And we're going to create our own path. And that is my type of disruption, right? Now, you'll hear in the different episodes of the show how women, different women, describe their disruption. You know, some of them describe them in very peaceful ways. Some of them describe them in very dramatic, in your face type of ways, right? But like I said, everyone's disruption is necessary, right? Because not everyone can handle following or being a part of my team. And that is all about we cutting down, you know, cutting down this foliage and we going out. Some people may relate more to one of my guests like Boo Willie, who talks about disruption of being that seedling, that tree that is emerging from the soil, right? Because that's disruption as well. So I want you all that are watching, hey Nicole, hey Bonita, welcome. I want you all that are watching to understand to not get caught up, right? Don't get caught up in how other people show up. Don't get caught up in how other people do things. Don't get caught up in how other people in your industry do things, because you might not look, yours might not look like theirs, right? You're not called to do things the same way as everyone else. You are meant to be different. If you're here on this show and you were drawn to the title of Brand Different, I know it's because you are, meant to be a unique voice in this space. And it's time for us to rise up and own that space and own what we're here to do. So that's the first topic that we normally will talk about in the shows. We'll talk about disruption. We talk about the work that each woman does. I like to tell people it's kind of like Super Soul Sunday meets Entrepreneur Magazine, right? And so we're having these one-on-one, very candid conversations with the guests, and they all happen to be entrepreneurs, right? But we're talking on a very soul level in regards to what it is that they're here to do and how they are meant to show up in the world. And so so disruption is a big part of what we talk about. One of the other things that we definitely talk about is what they would like to see different in the industries in which they operate in, right? So we have women from all different different industries, and so they all show up differently. But being on the inside, no matter what your industry is, and I know we have a lot of different people here. Because I know people on here, we have people from the marketing space, we have people from wellness, we have people from self-care on here watching, we have people in the fashion industry on here watching, we have people here in the events industry watching. And so no matter what industry you're in, I'm sure that you can look at it and there's probably some things that you would like to see done differently, right? If you are someone who is here that considers themselves a trailblazer or innovator, it's normally because either you see something that could be being done better, or there's something that you see that you just feel like should no longer be being done, right? And you want to just kind of eradicate that whole piece. If you can relate to what I'm talking about, drop a 1 in the comments, so I know I'm not the only one that feels that way about my industry, right? So we begin to have very candid conversations, me and the ladies, about the things that we would like to see differently in our industries, and how, and especially in this online space overall, right? Hey, Jatan, welcome. Okay, I see the ones coming in. Give me a sip of my water. Yes. And especially in this online space that we are occupied with social media, especially, right? And so that's really what I love about doing this show, and what I can't wait for you all to get in on the conversation when you start to see the different episodes coming out. It's because the only way to really facilitate change is to have these candid conversations, but also beyond the candid conversations, really allow people to have action that can be taken to show people how other people are addressing the issues that they see in their industries, right? Hey, Marilyn. Hey, I was talking about you earlier. And so, you know, when you see someone on the show and they're talking about, well, this is what I decided to do different in my industry because this was an issue that I wanted to see addressed, it gives you not only ideas, but it lets you see, okay, I could be implementing some of those things, especially if you agree with the issue, right, that they're having within the industry. And so the more conversation that there is around it, it does allow for you to raise awareness so that people understand this is what is going on. This is what's happening. Hey, Dwayne. Hey, Pamela. Welcome. You know, this is what's going on in my industry. And I'm not the only one that feels this way, right? Because there's nothing worse than feeling like you're the only one that thinks that something is crazy, you know, or you're the only one that thinks that this needs to be changed or that something needs to be different, right? So when you are able to listen to a show like Brand Different and people aren't afraid to have these real conversations and just say, you know, this thing right here really sucks or it really stinks, it makes you feel like, okay, I'm not alone. And then now what do we do about it from there? And so that's, you'll see in the conversations that we go there in some of these conversations, depending on who I'm talking to. The other major thing that I love about this series, and where I really wanted to bring this to the world and create my own platform in this way, is really about your message and what is your message. And like I was saying earlier, allowing women a place to share their message with the world. And so each one of my guests, I always ask them, you know, what is your message to the world? What is that thing that you know you're here to teach? Because I'm a firm believer, this is my own belief, I have not read this nowhere, you know, this is not from, you know, my degree or anything like that, but it's my personal belief, though we may teach many things, on a soul level, we have been created with one main message that we're here to teach the world, right? We just may do it from various different avenues. So, you know, for me, my message, I'm very clear that my message is about eradicating the box and allowing women a place and teaching them to use their voice, to tap into their story in order to live authentically who they are, right? And you know, I hate even using the term authentically right now because, you know, it's such a cliche word. However, it's true. You know, I want women to own who they are fully. It is it has been one of my own life lessons, and I understand that it has been my life lesson because it is my lesson to teach in life, right? And so I'm a firm believer that we all have at least that one message that we are here to share with the world. And so I ask each one of my guests, what is their message. And so what I love about that piece is that it begins to be so beautiful to see the various messages, but also in the various messages, you're able to see pieces of yourself, right? Pieces of your own life, pieces of the things that you're here to, to share. So Lawanda says, yes, overused. Yes, it is. And I really need to look up a synonym because I'm good for looking up synonyms for that, so I can use a different word, especially with words that have been like overused or downplayed in some kind of way. And so that's a whole nother show. So the way the show will work, just let you all know, because I'm not going to stay before you long, is that each week a episode will come out. It'll be every Thursday. So next week, you'll see we'll have an episode coming up with the very own Marilyn E. Porter, who is watching with us tonight. So say hey to everybody, Marilyn. Her episode is coming up on the 25th. So it will drop on my business page. So you can look out for that. I'm gonna start, I'll be promoting it. So every week, a new episode will launch of my conversation, my brand different conversation with all of these different amazing women entrepreneurs. And so when I tell y'all that I am so excited about it, like I am so excited about it. And so once that starts, we will actually have a website. It is not up just yet because I had to wait until I recorded this one before I hit the button to make it go live. But it will be www.branddifferent.tv, where you'll be able to catch all of the various episodes. And you definitely want to make sure you check out the website, because what's going to happen is each of the women that have graciously not only taken time to speak with me, but the way you can stay connected with them will be on the website. So all of their website information, be able to follow them on social media, and as well as a lot of them have given free gifts that you'll be able to access from visiting the website Brand Different TV once that goes live. And then the other thing is we're working on, they're all videos, so you'll be able to see them. You'll be able to actually see us having a conversation. And then the other thing is that they will be going as podcasts as well. So we'll be working on getting those on different avenues, because I'm really looking to get this out to the masses, because I think that the conversation is a conversation that needs to be had. People need to understand, especially women, that it's okay to be exactly who you are. Embrace your weirdo, embrace your different, embrace, who you are. If you are that conservative girl that likes her good suit, rock that. There's no problem with that. If you're that sexy bohemian that likes to walk around barefoot with conch shells around her ankle, be that. And you can be that in your business. You can be that in your brand, because I guarantee you there's somebody that's here for whoever you are all day long, right? And so that is my whole mission with this show. And so I hope that you will share it out. I hope that you will let the women in your life know about this show. I hope that you will share with other women entrepreneurs. And if you are a woman entrepreneur that feels as though you brand different, I also invite you to reach out to me about possibly being a guest on the show as well. Right now we have episodes recorded all the way through April. And so now we're working on those that will launch the end of April, May, and June. So if you know of someone that you believe will be a good fit, even if that someone is you, toot your own horn and make sure that you reach out to me and let me know. And we can see if it is a good fit and get you on the show as well. And so I am, this is my baby. So I am so excited. I thank you all for being on this journey with me. Some of you have been there over the whole last 4 years of me doing this. Some I have met along the way, you know, a little bit closer to now. And I'm just really forever grateful that you all are here and that you are showing up in this space. And so let me check my phone, because these comments on this computer have now moved in like 12 minutes. So let's see. Okay, everybody's showing Marilyn love. Yeah. Oh, Marilyn said, "You is cute, sister. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'll take them cute compliments. I appreciate that. Hey, Selena. Yes, Eva. Toot toot. So we have to do more of that. So I'm really, really proud of this project. And so if you have any questions, if you have any comments, make sure you drop them in the comment. Feel free. If you're watching the replay and you have any questions about anything that I shared, or you have any comments, please feel free to drop those in the comments as well. I will definitely come through and make sure that I speak and that I address them with you. And then until next week, pretty much, I'm going to give it a minute and see if anyone else has anything to say. And because, you know, Facebook is on a delay. Eva says, "I appreciate you, sis." Thank you. I appreciate you too. I have so many amazing women. I've met so many amazing women in this journey of entrepreneurship, and some amazing men too. I don't want to leave y'all out. I have met some amazing men too in this journey, and I'm excited about bringing them to you. You know, everyone that knows me knows that I operate from a place of collaboration and not competition. And so I do feel as though there is enough for all of us, and that those that I'm here to reach, I will reach, and those that you're here to reach, you will reach. And so I'm excited to create this platform for women to be able to get their message out. And so the last question that I always ask everyone is, how do you brand differently? And so I will answer that for myself. And I brand differently because I come from the place of infusing storytelling, strategy, as well as soul. So as a brand strategist, I actually embrace all sides of who I am. I am equally left brain as I am right brain. So my creativity as well as my analytical side are equally as powerful. And so I bring all of those things together to help women create amazing brands, and get clear on what it is that they're here to share with the world. So that's how I brand differently. How do you brand differently? I would love to hear about that as well in the comments. And I'll see you next week. If you are a woman entrepreneur that is looking to connect with other entrepreneur visionaries and change makers that want to be able to keep these types of conversations going, I invite you to join us in Empress Nation. You can do that by going to www.famiragreen.com/Empress Nation. I'm going to put that here in the comments. I think I spelled it right. And you can sign up and join us in there. And I will welcome you to join us because we're going to be having some of these candid conversations in there. So if no one has anything else, I will say good night, au revoir, arrivederci, adios, all those good things. I don't really know all these different languages. All I know is that part. And I will see y'all next week when we come with another episode of Brand Difference. I will be dropping that next Thursday. My conversation with the great and amazing Dr. M.E. Porter. Trust me, you don't want to miss this conversation. I couldn't have asked for a better person to start off this show with. And so I'm excited to bring that to you. And with all that said, I'll say good night. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.